Premier Chen, Vice Premier Zheng, Deputy Minister Chen of the MOFA, Director General Tsai of the National Security Bureau, Chairman of the Forum, Director General Wang of the MJIV, ambassadors, representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm honored to attend the Forum on Regional Security and Transnational Crime of the 2023 Taiwan Western Asia and Africa Forum, TIWA, in the capacity of the Minister of Justice today. This year marks the 6th TIWA, and the Forum is finally being held physically again after a pandemic. This is the first time I stand on this stage. Over the years, I have witnessed the edit of the law enforcement officers from around the world working together with Taiwan, searching for a solution to relationship, security problems, and transnational crime. Thank you for your support for the Forum. Together, we will continue to pass down our collective wisdom. Maintaining regional security is the difficult task that can only be achieved through international cooperation. The Israeli-Hamas conflicts, Russia-Ukrainian war, and the China military exercise let us witness not only actual military operations, but also cyber attacks and information warfare will have become the most crucial demand of the attack and the defense in international battles. With the widespread adoption of the Internet, there is the increase in technological innovations, telecommunications, and financial service around the world. How to respond to the new crime patterns through international cooperation and the technological investigation has become the top priority in our law enforcement agency worldwide. In recent years, cybercrimes such as disinformation and hacker attacks, telecommunications fraud, and deepfake videos is characterized by its high level of concealment, sophistication, and transnational nature. It has become the most rampant, elusive, and lucrative form of crime in the present day, seriously undermining social order and even national security. To effectively detect new crime patterns, international cooperation between law enforcement agencies around the world has become ever more important. And the law enforcement officers need to improve their digital technology skills to swiftly bring criminals to justice. In view of this, the Ministry of Justice Investigation Bureau developed new tools and established a new generation anti-fraud supervision center in June this year, which used the technological investigation methods to combat ever-changing cybercrime effectively. Taiwan continues to implement the policies of the strengthening international cooperation in law enforcement, maintaining regional security, and jointly combating transnational crime. The theme of this year's TIWA focuses on the geopolitical and the regional security, cybersecurity threat, and the regional conflict, as well as new crime pattern and transnational cooperation. The Forum has invited international experts and scholars to share their practical experience and research findings. We hope the Forum will facilitate discussion on how to improve techniques to combat the new crime patterns and increase international cooperation capacity to curb new security threats. Lastly, thank you all again for your participation. We extend our best wishes for the success of the Forum and for good health and prosperity to all attendees. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Tsai. 非常感谢蔡部长的支持，谢谢您。Finally, I have the great honor to invite Premier Chen Jiren of the Executive Yuan to speak to us. Please welcome Premier Chen. 让我们欢迎院长。
Vice Premier 郑文灿 Minister Cai Jin-xiang of Ministry of Justice, Director General Wang Junli of Investigation Bureau of Ministry of Justice, and also the distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen. It is really my pleasure and honor to give a remark on this TWAF meeting. First of all, I would like to express my sincere welcome to our distinguished guests, especially those who have come from afar. Thank you for attending the 2023 Taiwan West Asia and Africa Forum, TWAS, on regional security and transnational crime. This forum has yielded fruitful results since it was co-organized by the Ministry of Justice Investigation Bureau and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 2013. In this sixth TWAF this year, a total of 250 law enforcement officials, scholars, and experts from 38 countries have traveled to Taiwan to attend the forum, including friends from Africa, showing governments around the world are all highly concerned about regional security and transnational crime. Looking back at the past 3 years, even though we were able to endure the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, security issues have brought even more severe challenges on the global stage, from the Russo-Ukrainian war in Europe, the Sudan civil war in Africa, and to the Israel-Palestine conflict in the Middle East. Regional issues continue to spread, not only in the growing level of violence on the battlefield, but also the large-scale information warfare in cyberspace. As a result, people constantly live in the fear of violence, war, and even hacking no matter where you are. In Taiwan, we not only face the pressure of global conflict, but also China's frequent military aircraft flying over Taiwan's airspace, conducting large-scale military exercises, and launching cyber attacks, intending to change the status quo while provoking and putting pressure on Taiwan. Despite Taiwan's government insisting on properly handling cross-strait relations based on equity, dignity, and peace, China's irrational action have become growing frequent. Our government has always advocated building regional peace and collective security. As a firm supporter of peace, Taiwan must work together with allies. Let's share common values to jointly find a way to respond. Transnational cooperation between law enforcement is the foundation for the universal values, fairness, and justice. We hope to find possibilities for cooperation and collaboration through extensive exchange of honest opinion with other countries. TWAF shows our ability to take action. We are not only willing to comply with international standards, but are also happy to take on even more international obligation and provide a cooperation platform for transnational law enforcement and regional security. Therefore, the TWAF this year will focus on geopolitics and regional security, cybersecurity threats and regional conflict, and new crime patterns and transnational cooperation. And will also analyze the impact of the global supply chain crisis on Indo-Pacific security from the perspective of semiconductor geopolitics. Additionally, disinformation currently faced by international society has become a major threat to the development of democratic countries. According to the research report published by the University of Gothenburg in Sweden this year, Taiwan is the most targeted by the spread of disinformation and has been for the past decade. Our government insists on democratic values and protecting freedom of speech and has established 4 safety nets to effectively prevent the harm of disinformation, namely identifying disinformation, and the second is debunking disinformation, and the third, combating the dissemination of disinformation, and the fourth is punishing perpetrators of disinformation. And government agencies have stepped up efforts to clarify disinformation based on the principles of being swift, correct, and accurate, and take actions to prevent disinformation through public-private partnership. Our government also continues to engage in international cooperation and share practical experience with law enforcement partners in various countries, working together to prevent disinformation and strengthen democracy. Our government remains committed to further cooperating with democratic countries around the world and strives to become contributors to cross-strait and regional peace and stability. We will continue to strengthen Taiwan and prove to the world that Taiwan is the most trustworthy ally, whether it may be geopolitical strategy, international supply chain, or cooperation between law enforcement. Taiwan has the intention and ability to jointly safeguard the values of democracy and freedom together with allies around the world that share the same democratic ideas. So, once again, let me welcome all distinguished guests. I wish this forum a complete success and all distinguished guests peace and happiness. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you to Mayor Chen for the inspiring speech. 还请院长站留舞台上。Now, we would like to take this opportunity to take a group photo with Premier Chen and name our keynote speakers and closing remark speakers. Please join us on stage. 行政院郑副院长、法务部蔡部长、行政院林发人员、外交部陈次长、调查局王局长、Director Dilemmas of the Philippines MBI, Judge Aflahid from Aman Appeal Court, Assistant Commissioner Group of Australian Federal Police, Active Executive Dean Wu from the University of South Africa, and Dr. Quillen of the Stimson Center, please. With all the guests, please listen to the directions of the photographer. 我们等一下会再拍一张哦。好，那让我们现在比一个赞，再来一张。Let's give thumbs up for the film。好，前面的摄影师我们也等一下，让我们后面的摄影师有机会再拍一张。好，非常感谢各位 ，Thank you for Liachen for joining us here today. Let us give them another great round of applause. 非常感谢院长今日的莅临，谢谢院长，谢谢您。让我们再次以掌声感谢院长今日的莅临，谢谢院长。Thank you, our guests. You may now return to your seats. Thank you. The opening ceremony has now come to an end. Thank you for your participation. Now it is time for a short break. We have refreshments prepared outside the banquet hall that we welcome you to enjoy. The keynote speech will begin at 10 a.m. Please be seated in your seats before then. Thank you. Thank you. 现在是中场。The opening ceremony has now come to an end.
院长会不会担心绿营臭潮小野大？不分析名单有没有结果？
陈院长、正副院长、法务部蔡部长、外交部陈次长，以及各位驻台的大使、代表、各位贵宾、各位女士、大家好。好，非常荣幸，调查局局长的身份，在此诚挚的欢迎各位贵宾出席2023台湾亚非论坛提供区域安全与跨境犯罪国际研讨会。各位之参与，对于区域安全及社会安定的高度重视，以及对于国际合作的坚定信念，同时也感谢国外的嘉宾不远千里而来。我们面对日益复杂的犯罪形态和多变的安全威胁，汇集具有共同理念的国家，以集体的智慧和力量，方足以寻求解决之道。因此，从2013年开始，法务部调查局每2年我们举办一次 TWAF， 邀请各国执法官员及专家学者在台北共聚一堂，来探讨区域安全与跨境犯罪的问题，希望促进各国之间的合作与协调，以共同来应对区域安全跟跨境犯罪的挑战。TWAF 在今年已经进入了第6届，即使在 COVID-19 严峻的2021年，那么仍然是以视讯的会议的方式来举行并没有中断这真的是不容易的一件事情。那本届恢复实体举办，更扩大邀请非洲的执法人员来参与。各位远道而来的贵宾，显示认同台湾在全球执法合作工作上的一个努力，也重视维持台海和平稳定的必要性。那么我们相信，透过互相的学习、分享经验和资讯，更可以获得有效解决的方案。此外，也借由推动与各国对等执法机关或者是国际组织
来签订各项关于共同打击犯罪、治安防护以及人才培育的合作备忘录，更可以逐步的来扎根全面的伙伴关系，深化国际的合作。那么为此，本届的 TWAP 特别设计了3个不同的主题，包含地缘政治跟区域的安全、治安的威胁与区域的冲突，以及新形态的犯罪跟跨国合作。那么希望借由这些专题的研讨，我们各场次的座谈也分别邀请了经验丰富的资深官员及专家学者来担任主持人或发表人，共同分享专业和知识与经验的传承，相信必能激荡出新的思维跟新的契机，进而捍卫司法正义跟维护人民的福祉。那么最后，我再次的欢迎各位贵宾的共襄盛举。所谓有朋自远方来，不亦乐乎。特别是志同道合的国际伙伴们能够在这里共聚一堂，研讨活动必然是精彩可期。感谢我国外交部长期对于TWAP 在财务跟人力上的一个支持。那么我们在此敬祝各位与会的贵宾身体健康、心想事成，以及在台的旅途顺利愉快。谢谢各位。
Thank you, Director General Wang。我们非常感谢王局。
原来好的益生菌真的可以帮助入睡。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌是国家认证 AB 克菲尔益生菌，含7种有身份证的专利活菌，能产生伽巴、色氨酸等助眠因子，难怪吃了更快入睡，也睡得更好。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌也是台湾市场上唯一添加克菲尔乳杆菌 M1 的产品。这是由台湾知名的大学季转，对季节敏感、调整体质的朋友，真的是一大福音。还有这支还添加被称为超级食物的羽衣甘蓝萃取物。不少研究都指出，十字花科蔬菜有助抗炎及防癌，像是羽衣甘蓝含有高量的叶黄素、贝塔胡萝卜素、维生素 K、维生素 C、叶酸等丰富营养素。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌专利制成，无塑化剂、无重金属、无人工添加物、无410项农药、无香料调味剂、无防腐剂、无色素，7大保证、7大认证，觉得好安心。每日克菲尔时刻美好 ，Good Feel Feel Good， 快点购下单！太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌。